Greetings, everyone. This is week 1, challenge 1. I have before me now my schematic for this circuit, which is the blinking LED run by the Arduino system, which uses the Arduino running off of pin 13 to an LED with a 330 ohm resistor between the LED and the ground. Alright. Now, in the interest of time, I've already set up my circuit. We have the Arduino board, positive lead off of 13 to the positive strip on the breadboard, the ground off the Arduino board to the negative strip of the breadboard, LED light coming off of the positive strip over to strip 10 with a resistor running off of strip 10 down to strip 15 with a negative lead from strip 15 back over to the negative strip of the breadboard. Now, we will plug this in, and now we have, voila, our blinking LED. Now, that's the basic circuit. Now, we're going to go through some of these little challenges that Dr. V threw out here. Now, because I'm going to be disconnecting and reconnecting, I will unplug the board. First thing is we're going to flip the LED, reverse the leads, because if you looked at it closely, you'll notice that one lead is longer, one lead is shorter, the short lead being the negative. So this time I put the negative into the positive and the positive lead of the LED to the resistor. What do we see? The LED does not light up because it is polarized. Okay, so again, we will unplug here, flip this around, put it back in the way it was, plug it back in so we see that it still works, and so it does. Next, he says to remove the positive lead from the breadboard. Okay, being that the positive lead is the power, we get no light. The LED does not light up. Put that back in, we get our light back. Now, this time he says to switch it around and put the resistor on the positive side of the LED instead of the negative side. So again, I'm going to unplug so we can swap things around in the circuit. Pull the LED, move it over onto 2 strips of the construction part of the breadboard, like so. We'll take the LED, or the resistor, and plug it in from strip 7 to the positive power strip of the breadboard. These are some thin leads on these resistors, so you need to be careful. Okay, and then we will take our ground and connect it with the negative side of the LED. Plug this back in. You get no real change. It looks like the LED might be just a slight bit brighter, but it's so little difference, I'm going to say there's no change. Okay. Next he says to switch, well, let's put this all back like it was. And we take our LED to the power and the breadboard. We'll take our resistor off the negative side of the LED and bring it over to another strip. Get it all back in like it was before. Plug this back in, make sure it's still working, and it is. Okay. Pop this off, and then he says switch from port 13 to port 12. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and plug this back in, see what we get. And we get nothing. You'll notice a little LED over here on the Arduino board lights up, but our main LED does nothing. Okay, that's because we now need to make changes on our code to send our info to port 12 rather than port 13. So we pop into our IDE. We change the INT LED equals 13 to equals 12. Push the code back out to the board, and it functions just like it did before. Okay. All we did was move our wire over one port and then tell our program, hey, we're not using 13 anymore, now we're using 12. And we get it right back like it was. Okay. If I remember correctly, this does not work on all ports. Some of the ports have different purposes, but with 13 and 12 it works. Okay. Now I'm going to change this back to 13. Push it back out. And once again we have no function. Move our wire back to 13. Put it back in. And we get full function again. Okay. Now, I'm going to change the rate of flash on this. I'm going to go for, let's say, 1/4 of a second. To do that, we change our delay times. Rather than 1,000, I'll change it to 250 on both. Because that gives us a 250 millisecond delay. Push our code out, and we get 1/4 second flash with a 1/4 second delay. Now, what if we change our second delay parameter to 500, keep the first one at 250, and we get a 1/4 second delay, or a 1/4 second flash with a 1/2 second delay. Okay. Okay, let's see what else he has for us on this little challenge here. Okay. Okay. Now the extension challenge. Okay. We'll pull this. The extension challenge, he says to add an LED or more if I want. Because I had some problems with my board earlier, I'm going to just add the 1, and I'll put the code back to original, where we get a second on and a second off. Okay. Now, to do this should be the simplest thing in the world. Okay. We should be able to just go from power up to that same strip for the negative. Flip back over here to the IDE, reset our parameters, our delay parameters to 1000 again on both delays. Okay. Push our code, oops, can't push our code out if it's not connected. Connect it up. Now we push our code out. Okay. Okay, and then we get both LEDs on for a second, off for a second. Good. Okay, pretty much exactly what I expected. Let's see, do we have something else on here? Let's see. Alright, so we will call that a wrap for this week. Next week I'll get a little deeper in, since I should have a little more time now that I have this board and the IDE for it functioning as they were intended to. So, until next time, we will see you later.